What's up, everyone? Dustin and Chris from Solozo here. And today we're talking about how to or should you sell in the beauty and personal care category on Amazon. So we've been doing a little video series here going over the different categories. For those of you that are in product research mode, just trying to help you understand the pros and cons of selling in different categories, of which there are. And so this one's all about beauty and personal care. And there's some cons to this category. Now, one of the pros is it's a very popular category on Amazon. In fact, 19% of all Amazon sellers sell in this category. So there's also a pro is there's people and brands that are just making a killing in this category. If you've got a top item in this section, you're doing really, really well. But we could go a long time probably on the cons. And let's just to start off with, and I'll let you jump in on the cons here, Chris, but this is probably not the category that I would recommend starting in for anybody who's looking to sell on Amazon, unless you just have an absolute passion about this category.
Yeah, and I think if it's your first product, definitely not. Because there's some hiccups here as far as like you're maybe putting stuff on their skin or ingesting things or just certifications. Might want to hold off on that. But if you're going to get in beauty and personal care, like you're really passionate about it, then I would niche down again. We talked about it earlier, like niche down to certain categories where you can get into where it's not going to be ingested or it's not going to be put on the skin. It's going to be like an eye roller. Like that's something that people did a lot of. Like that's a simple product, doesn't have a lot of moving parts. It's relatively cheap to source, and you could sell it for $20-25, and it's not being on people's skin. They're not putting a lotion on. So that's what I would be careful out doing. If I was really into beauty and personal care and I really wanted to do all this, and I would definitely want to niche down.
Yeah, because there are products in this category that don't go on the skin, or you don't ingest like you're talking about. I mean, that just opens up a whole bag of worms. And this is you're going to have your liability insurance is going to be high. You need to make sure that's all you got that wrapped up. There's other issues in this category that you might not think about, but Amazon's warehouses can get to like 150 degrees in the summer. And they say this all the time. If you've got something that melts or it's a lotion that should be thick and it's in a 150 degree warehouse, and you see that stuff where the cream could be separated and do weird things in the heat. So there's a lot of factors like that for sure that make it tricky. Not to mention there's a lot of gating in this category. So you're going to have to provide Amazon a lot of documentation before you even can get into this category. So
if you're going to get in this category, just do it right. Like get the right certifications, make sure you have a good product, do all the testing, invest in samples, invest in the right product research and product ingredients. Don't just source something just to source something. Like invest in a brand, do it the way we're doing. I think what we're trying to say without really saying it is, if you really want to sell on Amazon, don't do this category. Do something the other categories because they're easier to get into. Get familiar with how to sell on Amazon, and then you can always come back to the beauty and personal care and make your own brand and make another brand. But I think first starting out, like there's other categories to get into that are easier as far as getting things set up correctly and getting your account set up correctly and selling. That I would probably go there first before I would go here.
And this is going to be one of your more expensive categories to launch products in. And if you look at things, I mean, you got to think of things in general, like where the competition goes. But like we were talking about earlier, if it's a cellulite cream, like you talked about, there's not a whole bunch of different ways that people are looking for that. They're typing in cellulite
cream.
And then there's hundreds of creams. And then there's going to be 20 or 30 of them that have 15,000 reviews on them, and so your ability you're going to have to spend all of your money on your main keywords, which are going to be very expensive. Another thing that people do in this category a lot is there's a lot of subscribe and save. There's a lot of repeat purchases. in here. So you've got that jacks up the cost per click on ads because your competitors are willing to bid a lot to acquire the customer. You lose money on the first sale. So launching it all just becomes trickier. We're not trying to dissuade you from going in this. I'm a big believer in if you want to go for it and you've got the passion, you can make it work in any category for sure. But if you are a first-time seller on Amazon and you just happen to be attracted to products like this, you're like, I want to be in this category, we would probably recommend you move to a different category or pick a product in here that is less risk averse.
Yeah, I mean, the pros of this category is obviously the repeat purchases. Like, you get subscribe and save. This is where supplements live, beauty and personal care. So like, that's the niche where you're going to find repeat purchases. People are going to buy more and more every month. So you're going to get those subscriptions. That's a plus. You're just going to need the capital to invest in the listings, invest in PPC, because this is where we're seeing a lot of cost per clicks. They're just really, really high. People are bidding on it because they know they're trying to get that repeat purchase of that customer that one time, so they come back and order more. So
yeah,
again, like, it's a great category to get in, but I would do this more advanced. Or if you're brand new, it's a longer road as far as getting things scalable and selling.
Exactly. Yep. Well, that's our take on the beauty and personal care category. Certainly take our advice with a grain of salt. That's our opinions. If you want to jump into it, we will not hold you back. Go for it. We want you to succeed. But those are the pros and cons for that category. So, all right, everybody, we're doing this for every category on Amazon, and so we hope we can help you solidify where you're looking to source your products in. All right, see you on the next one.